Welcome friends to a new session on genetics. In this session, we will discuss the factors affecting gene and genotypic frequencies, population genetics and the Hardy-Weinberg principle. Part 2. Let us first see about various factors affecting gene and genotypic frequencies. The Hardy-Weinberg theorem demonstrates that the relative frequencies of various alleles in a Mendelian population tend to remain constant indefinitely. If the frequencies of all genes in all population always remain constant, evolution obviously could not occur. The Hardy-Weinberg theorem with its assumptions does not account for any change in gene frequency within populations because it describes only the statics of Mendelian populations. Here, our problem is to see how this Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium can lead to evolutionary changes. We have already learned that gene frequencies are conserved from one generation to the other under certain conditions. We also learned that under these conditions, frequencies of genotypes reach an equilibrium after a single generation of random mating. The conditions include the absence of selection, mutation, meiotic drive, differential migration and genetic drift. Let us examine the condition selection. The gene frequencies may change due to selection in favor of one of the two alleles of a gene. For instance, if individuals with allele capital T are more successful in reproduction than the individuals with allele small t, the frequency of the former will be higher. There may be a number of mechanisms which may influence the reproductive success of a genotype, and all of them collectively determine the degree of selection advantage or disadvantage. The selection can be artificial or natural depending upon whether it is being controlled by human beings or natural respectively. The factors influencing the selection may include temperature, humidity fluctuations, availability of food, difference in sexual attraction, etc. The most prominent theory regarding the evolution is the theory of natural selection by Charles Robert Darwin in 1858, who is known for his contributions to evolutionary theory. The natural selection theory holds that as genetic variants arise within a population, the fittest will be at a selective advantage and will be more likely to produce offspring than the rest. There are several aspects of selection like fitness, gametic selection and zygotic selection. When one genotype can produce more offspring than the other in the same environment, it means relative reproductive success, which is called Darwinian fitness or adaptive value or selective value designated as W. If there is no selection among the gametes, one may assume that the gamete carrying dominant and recessive alleles would be equally efficient. However, it is not always necessary that the two types of gametes will be equally efficient. Suppose the recessive individual small t produces 60 offsprings every year and the dominant individuals represented by capital T and capital T small t produce 100 offsprings for every year. This differential rate of reproduction is due to the dominant gene capital D, which takes the organism more efficient in reproduction than the recessive gene small t. The frequency of the capital T gene will then increase and of small t decreases with every generation. So, the selective value of the capital T and capital T small t genotype is 1, whereas that of small t is 0.6. The genotype small t is opposed by a selection coefficient capital S, which is equal to 0.4, that is 1 minus 0.6 is equal to 0.4. The selection coefficient is 0 when the genotypes concerned survive and reproduce equally well. When a genotype is completely lethal or causes complete sterility, the selection coefficient S is equal to 1 and the selective value W is equal to 1 minus S is equal to 9. Sometimes in literature, the adaptive value W may exceed 1. It will happen only when a particular individual is assigned a value of W is equal to 1, rather arbitrarily, so that if another individual is better, the value of W will exceed 1 in such case. If the selection does not favor the dominant gene, they will be reduced in number. Again, the same can be seen in case of heterozygote. Thus, the population structure will undergo changes from generation to generation depending on the dynamic process of genotypic selection. Observations made in natural selection, such as the moths in England, have provided examples of selection occurring in nature. In 1850, surveys indicated that most of the moths in various non-industrialized places were light in color, whereas 1% was dark. As these cities were industrialized and factory smoke darkened the buildings, a parallel change occurred among the moths. Later surveys showed that 80 to 90% of the moths in industrial area were dark. Presumably, these moths, which mated their environment best, lived, reproduced and transmitted their genes for dark color to their progeny, whereas more conspicuous light colored moths on a dark background were caught by predators. Thus, the environment changed the genetic color producing mechanism. Let us examine about mutation. The gene frequencies also depend upon mutation. Mutation leads to introduction of new genes leading to genetic differences. These new genes introduced due to mutations may or may not persist depending upon their utility. The gene frequencies will also depend upon this factor. A change in gene frequencies due to mutations will depend upon mutation rate. Mutation is an evolutionary agent and mutability is a property of the genetic material. If mutation occurs in a population with a regular frequency, it will upset the genic equilibrium. In fact, mutation rates for most genes in higher organisms are low. Suppose the gene capital T mutates to small t with a regular frequency of 1 in every 1000 gametes. In due course, the population is likely to have only small t gene. However, mutation is reversible. If reverse mutation should occur from small t to capital T, the production of capital T would increase and the relative rates of the two kinds of mutation would determine the proportion of alleles at any given time. Many mutations are lost because they reduce the fitness of their carriers. In some organisms, there are strains that produce mutations at abnormally high rates. This high mutability may be due to error-prone DNA polymerases, defective mutational repair systems or transposable elements. Such mutated strains have been used to study the consequences of increasing the mutation rate. In some cases, a mutated strain is more fit than a strain with a normal mutation rate. This suggests that sometimes a higher mutation rate is advantageous. In nature, mutation rate is probably adjusted so that it provides enough but not too much genetic variability of the population. Now, let us see about meiotic drive. Another factor that may alter allele frequencies in a population is an irregularity in the meiotic divisions is called the meiotic drive. Normally, heterozygous individuals produce capital T and small t gametes in equal proportions, and these gametes have equal probabilities of fertilization and development. In some cases, the gametes with capital T genotype have greater success in fertilization than gamete with a small t genotype. So, the frequency of capital T in the population should increase and small t decreases. For instance, the SD, that is the segregation distorter locus in chromosome 2 of Drosophila, has two known alleles, one wild type and one a distorter of the wild type allele. In the presence of the homozygous wild type allele plus normal segregation of the chromosome occurs. Heterozygous condition, that is plus SD, show a marked variation from 1:1 ratio in the production of gametes. The mutant allele SD interacts with its wild type and behaves irregularly during spermatogenesis. As a result, only a few sperm contain the normal allele. Now let us come to the fact of differential migration, that is gene flow. Alleles can flow from one population to another when animals migrate and begin to interbreed in new localities, or when there is deliberate crossing of breeds or subpopulations within breeds. Local migrations often upset the balance in a population. Migration of rats takes place from the uplands towards the lowlands during harvest season. If the gene frequencies between lowland and upland populations vary, migration will upset the existing gene frequency in favor of the gene frequencies of the migrants. In local units of a species, the gene frequencies may be altered by an exchange of genes with other breeding units, that is hybridization. Thus, the migration and hybridization with genetically different populations may also increase or decrease the frequencies of some gene alleles in the gene pool. Mutations introduce new genes into a population. However, it is not the only mechanism to do so. Through migration also, recessive alleles can be introduced into a population from a nearby population. In such a case, the difference in frequencies between the two populations and the proportion of migrant genes that are incorporated in each generation are two most important factors in determining delta Q. Let M be the proportion of immigrants in each generation and 1 minus M be the natives in a large population. Let the frequency of a particular gene be Qm and Q0 among immigrants and natives respectively. Then the frequency of the gene in the mixed population, that is Q1 is equal to MQM plus 1 minus M into Q0, which is equal to M into Qm minus Q0 plus Q0. It means in one generation, the expression delta Q takes the form M into Qm minus Q0. After n generations, the frequency of the gene becomes Qn, and then we have Qn minus Qm is equal to 1 minus M to the power of n multiplied with Q0 minus Qm, or 1 minus M to the power of n is equal to Qn minus Qm divided by Q0 minus Qm. As this equation depends upon 5 factors, that is Qn, Q0, Qm, M and n, knowledge of any 4 will lead to determination of 5th factor. Now let us come to the fact of genetic drift. Another factor which may be of evolutionary significance is known as genetic drift. As earlier discussed, while the factors mutation, selection and migration are directional in influencing the gene frequencies, genetic drift is a non-directional factor. It is the random fluctuations of gene frequency without relation to adaptive value in a small inbreeding population. The smaller the population, the greater will be the importance of genetic drift, that is the bottleneck effect, which is shown in this figure. A represents 2 alleles on original population. B represents chance event reducing frequencies of alleles. C represents survivor individuals with changed allele frequencies. D represents a new population with a new combination originates. In very large populations, its influence will be negligible. If only a few parents are chosen to begin a new generation, the frequency may deviate widely from the gene frequency of the previous generation. Suppose we had a small population of 16 individuals consisting of 4 capital A, 8 capital A small a and 4 small a small a. The frequency of capital A, that is P, is 0.5 and that of small a, that is Q, is 0.5. Assume that there were 8 males and 8 females or 8 pairs. If each pair produced 2 offspring, the result would be a new population double the size, that is 8 into 4 is equal to 32 of the first with the same gene frequencies. P is equal to 0.50 and Q is equal to 0.50. Instead of allowing all 16 individuals to mate, an individual pair must be picked out to become the progenitors of the new population. The selected pair could have the different genotypes with the gene frequencies as follows. The pair with the genotype capital A and capital A will have frequencies P is 1 and Q is 0. The pair with the genotype capital A and capital A small a is with the frequency P is equal to 0.75 and Q is equal to 0.25. And the genotype pair capital A and small a has a frequency of P 0.50 and Q 0.50 and so on. Of this whole, we expect the P and Q in equal proportions. P is equal to 0.5 and Q is equal to 0.5. Thus, the gene frequencies of P is equal to 0.5 and Q is equal to 0.5 can be completely changed in one generation if small non-random samples are selected. This fluctuation of gene frequency or genetic drift is the sampling error plus the expansion of a small population into a large population. A good example of genetic drift is the MN blood group series in man. We have seen that in one population the frequency of N genes represented by Q in the population was 0.75, while in another it was 0.25, almost completely the reverse. A group of people of Pennsylvania known as Dungers are descendants of religious sect of Germany. In 1719, a group of these people migrated to Pennsylvania, which is a place in America. They have remained relatively isolated from others in America. Comparisons were made with the modern people of Germany and of America. The studies on ABO blood group shows the following results. Dungers 59.3 with A blood group, Germans with 44.6 A blood group, Americans with 39.5 A blood group. The higher percentage of those with A group blood among the Dungers appears to give good evidence of the influence of genetic drift. Most of the ancestors of the modern Dungers might have belonged to A blood group. Because of this sample error, genetic fluctuation is resulted. In this manner, the changes in the gene frequencies can be brought about without the existence of any directional force, that is mutation, selection and migration. And this change in gene frequency has been called random genetic drift. All the effects of random genetic drift have one in common: they involve a loss of genetic variability. As populations lose their variability, they become more homozygous and consequently less heterozygous. The effect of genetic drift therefore is studied by monitoring the reduction in the frequency of heterozygotes. The concept of genetic drift was first introduced by one of the founders in the field of population genetics, that is Sewell Green Wright. The genetic drift occurs in small populations where infrequently occurring alleles face a greater chance of being lost. Genetic drift can cause a new population to be genetically distinct from its original population, which has led to the hypothesis that genetic drift plays a role in the evolution of new species. Let us summarize the following discussions on the factors that affect gene and genotypic frequencies. The Hardy-Weinberg theorem demonstrates that the relative frequencies of various alleles in a Mendelian population tend to remain constant indefinitely. If the frequencies of all genes in all population always remain constant, evolution obviously could not occur. The gene frequencies are conserved from one generation to the other under certain conditions. The conditions include the absence of selection, mutation, meiotic drive, differential migration, and genetic drift. The gene frequencies may change due to selection in favor of one of the two alleles of a gene. The gene frequencies also depend upon mutation. Mutation leads to introduction of new genes, leading to genetic differences. Another factor that may alter allele frequencies in a population is an irregularity in the meiotic divisions is called meiotic drive. Local migrations often upset the balance in a population. If the gene frequencies between lowland and upland populations vary, migration will upset the existing gene frequency in favor of the gene frequencies of the migrants. Another factor which may be of evolutionary significance is known as genetic drift. It is the random fluctuations of gene frequency without relation to adaptive value in a small inbreeding population. Now, I will give you certain assignments based on the discussions what we had till now. 1. Explain how gene flow can influence the gene frequencies of a population. 2. Discuss the factors affecting genetic equilibrium. 3. Write short note on the role played by mutation in population genetics. 4. How the differential migrations upset the balance in a population. Also explain it with an example. 5. Explain the importance of genetic drift, that is the bottleneck effect. Let me give you certain references for your further reading. The first one is a book with the title Cell and Molecular Biology, authored by De Robertis and Robertis in 1991, published by Leah and Febiger, Washington. A second book is with the title Genetics and the Origin of Species. The author is Dobzhansky, published in the year 1961, published from Columbia University Press, New York. A third book is with the title Principles of Genetics, authored by Gardner and Nustad in 1984, published by John Wiley, New York. A fourth book is with the title Genes, authored by Levin in 1994, published by Oxford University Press, London. A fifth book is with the title Polyploidy, authored by Lewis in 1980, published by Plenum Press, New York. A sixth reference is with the title Chromosome Technique, Theory and Practice, authored by Sharma and Sharma in the year 1980, published by Aditya Books, New Delhi. Seventh reference is with the title Principles of Genetics, authored by Sinnett, Dunn and Dobzhansky in the year 1958 and published by McGraw-Hill, New York. Let me give you certain websites for your further reading. The first one is www.genetics.org. A second website is www.theagricos.com. We have come to the end of this session. We will meet in another session with a new topic. Till then, bye.